Before I get into the video, I'm going to talk about my story and how these methods actually helped me quit my addictions. So it was back in summer of 2022 when I was really bad, like I was down. I wouldn't even go outside when I could have been like having fun outside, and I was just playing video games like for 6, maybe 7 hours every single day, minimum 3 hours, really bad. I was scrolling on my phone after like playing a lot of video games, and I would just be scrolling on my phone after that. I was watching porn every day. I was eating junk food every day. I was madly depressed. I would cry myself to sleep. I hated my life. I was just madly depressed. I couldn't even stop. But it wasn't until I found the methods that I'm going to talk about that my life became a lot better. I'm a lot happier right now. I feel better about myself. I'm more confident. I'm a lot more successful in real life. If you don't know my story, which I'm telling you right now, I am the best track athlete in my school. I'm the fastest kid in my school. I've gone to track state 2 years in a row. First year was last year, which it was in 8th grade. Now this year as a freshman in high school, varsity by the way, I'm going against 12th graders, 11th graders. I went to state again. Before I continue on to the video, my name is Ricky Cervantes. If you want videos like this that are high education and that will help you quit things like your addictions or help you improve your life, you want videos like this, subscribe and let's continue on. First thing that I want to talk about is your self-identity. So many people overlook this one because they don't actually know what self-identity is. If you've ever read the book Atomic Habits, this book talks about self-identity and how our identity influences our habits and not the other way around. Many people think that by changing our habits, your identity is going to change. And no, they have it flipped. By changing your identity, your habits are going to change. Right now, you view yourself as the guy who watches porn, the guy who smokes weed, who plays video games, the guy who eats junk food. You view yourself as that guy. That's why you keep on doing it. Even though you've told yourself, I'm trying to quit. Keyword, trying doesn't mean you have, okay? You need to treat yourself as the guy who doesn't do that drug, who isn't addicted to certain things. Because when you do act like you are that guy who is addicted to something, you're gonna end up doing that habit over and over. You're gonna end up relapsing. Because let's say there's two guys, okay? I'm gonna use this analogy. I use this a lot when it comes to talking about addictions and habits. Let's say there's two guys who go to a bar, or my bad, to a party. The first guy is asked if he wants to drink. He says, no thanks, I am trying to quit. The second guy is asked the same question, and he says, no thanks, I do not drink. Who ends up drinking? Who do you think ends up drinking? The guy who says, I'm trying to quit. Why? Because people are like, oh, this guy, he's trying to quit, but deep down he knows he drinks. They keep on insisting on this guy who says, I'm trying to quit. They keep on insisting, keep on asking that guy. And he ends up drinking, okay? But he doesn't just end up drinking like one beer or just one drink. That guy ends up drunk. He ends up getting a hangover. He gets a hungover or whatever it's called the next day. The other guy, no one kept on insisting on him because he's not a drinker. He doesn't view himself as the guy who drinks. That's the difference between the guy who says I'm trying to quit versus the guy that says I do not do this. You need to change your identity. At first, it sounds wishy-washy, but this is about your psychology. If you want to quit any drug, anything, any addiction, you gotta change your self-identity. It's really powerful. Ever since I started viewing myself as the guy who doesn't watch porn, I don't watch porn. And once I stopped counting the days, how many days I've gone without doing certain things, that's when I was able to make more progress. Because sure, you're gonna relapse. I'm not telling you you're not gonna jerk off again or you're not gonna play video games again. But if you want to have better results and make more progress, it's about not counting, it's about not being obsessed with shit. Because it's really unhealthy for you to count the days of you've gone without the drugs. I guarantee you that rehab centers are so trash because of this. You pay hundreds of dollars for rehab, but it doesn't fucking work because of this. But I'm telling you, the people who at rehab probably already know the things that I'm telling you, that, oh yeah, you just have to change your identity, not count the days, not keep a streak. Because you are more likely to fail when you have a streak. I'm telling you are more likely to fail if you have a streak. You still view yourself as a drinker, as a smoker, as a video game addict, as a porn addict, a junk food addict. If you don't change that, you're gonna stay stuck in the same spot. Like you're swimming upstream. You've ever heard of that phrase? You're swimming upstream. you're swimming against the current because your identity just doesn't permit you to change. So it's all about identity. And at first, it might be difficult at first. You're still gonna relapse. I'm not telling you that that's not gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Don't make a big deal about it. Don't feel guilt. Just make sure that you aren't doing it consistently, or make sure that you are progressively deloading. Quit an addiction, there's also the second thing I want to talk about is progressively deloading, which is doing a certain thing less and less and less, because you made this addiction has gone for, like, let's say years, right? You can't just suddenly from one hit just stop. You can't just go from a level 100 to level 0. You just can't do that. It's like me asking a skinny guy who's never been to the gym to bench press, let's say 225. I can't even do that shit. He's gonna fail. It's the same concept with quitting an addiction. You're setting the bar for yourself too high. You're setting yourself way too high expectations. We need to start small. If we don't start small, we're not gonna make any progress, okay? Because you're gonna feel shame and guilt after, like, let's say you've gone 20 days without fapping, but you've been counting the days, and all of a sudden you fap again. Then you go on a fapathon and you fap like 6 times that day. This is why it's important to progressively deload and do it a lot less and less and less. Right now, like, let's say you watch like porn, but you watch like 5 different videos at the same time. How about let's go to, instead of doing 5 videos, you go for a picture instead, an ass pic or a twerking video. Then you progressively deload and deload, so eventually you don't do it anymore. And obviously self-identity is still fucking important in this, but you start doing it less and less and less, so you get to like maybe 1 time a year you fap. The final thing that I want to say is your environment. Your environment plays a big role on your self-identity and your habits as well, because you are in a certain place that, like, this actually is so fucking true though, because one time, like, this was back then when I was addicted to porn, right? When I went on vacation to my old town, California, Sacramento, when I went there, I didn't fap. I didn't think of porn a single time, right? And that was for a week. Like, I didn't fap, I didn't think about it, I didn't care. And it's all just, my environment changed completely. Then I came back to my place. Like, I didn't fap for like another week, and then I fapped again, because I was back in my old environment. And then I changed rooms as well, and I've changed a lot around my room. Right now it's a little bit messy and shit, but whenever I clean my room, like, I feel like a totally different person. It's all about your environment too, okay? Maybe you might not be able to change your environment. Maybe you, right now, like, you live with your parents. Change some things around in your room. You can't really change your environment. You can't really move out. I suggest that you move some things around in your room to change your identity, okay? If you're addicted to video games, maybe take out your Xbox or your PlayStation, your PC, and put it in another room, or just keep it away. If you're addicted to watching a lot of movies, take down your posters, cancel subscriptions for Netflix and stuff like that. If you're addicted to porn, put your, whatever you use to watch porn on, put that thing like out of your room whenever you're alone in your room, or whenever you're not doing anything productive. Do things like that, tiny things like that, change your environment. That's gonna help you as well, okay? But still view yourself as the guy who doesn't do that thing, who isn't addicted to that specific thing. Make your identity simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Make it really fucking simple. And other than that, bro, if you're new to my channel, my name is Ricky Cervantes, like I said before. Subscribe if you want more videos like this that are gonna teach you high quality education and things that I've learned through my life so far, or things that I'm learning to quit addictions, get better at, to improve, to quit addictions, improve your life, things like that. And other than that, bro, peace out. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it.